What's up, guys? So we are about to be getting into it. Um, I reached out to Jen. I can't believe I'm saying this in the year of 2026 that this is going on. But I reached out to Jen Dent because she had let me know that she had put a video up about Gabbie. She had actually let me know previously that she was working on one. Um, and I hadn't mentioned it, hadn't said anything to her. I was just patiently waiting, like the rest of the world, for her to drop this massive, huge video. It's not long, it's not overly long or anything. It's just, it covers a lot. Um, so I'd been patiently waiting, and she let me know that she had put it up, and I asked her if I could react to it, and so that's what we are doing today because, oh my. Oh my, oh my. So if you haven't seen the Alyssa Perrin, whatever, however you pronounce her name, I'm sure I'm butchering it, and for that part I do apologize, but if you haven't seen her video, part of me wants to say go watch it, and part of me wants to say avoid it like the plague. Maybe we'll react to that at the end of this one. Because Jen does address some of it in this video. Um, but there's a particular reason that I'm making this video. It's not just to bring more awareness to what Jen has already said. I mean, it is, but that's not all that it is. Um, so yeah, stay tuned. We are about to dive right into it. This is Jen's account and recollection of things that happened on her end of things, not Jesse, not anybody else, not Trisha. This is just Jen and how Jen was affected, what rumors got started by who and how, and y'all ain't ready. If y'all haven't seen somebody else react to this, y'all are not ready. So let's get into this.
Open tabs, late night spiral. Every clip, same tired title. I'm just honest, I'm just real. But you twist that word like a steering wheel. Screenshots burn in the group chat. You go live, then you backtrack. Spin that story, change that frame, then cry with her when we say your name. This ain't a breakdown, it's a brand. Turn your damage into demand. Every teardrop, sponsored plan. You say you're sorry, but you never take a stand. You keep screaming, I'm the victim here, but your friends all disappear. You rewrite every year, same old script, zero blame in the mirror.
Naysayers say you have to leave it in the past. All of these people haven't spoken about you in years. But the thing about slander is it's not a single attack. Slander is designed to ruin your life. It's designed to ripple into every single facet of everything you do. It's meant to ruin your reputation. So it's not something that, well, that happened to you years ago, you got to get.
Wait. 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 Because isn't that what Gabbie did? Isn't that what Gabbie did to Jen? Weren't there accusations, like false accusations, with the attempt to ruin someone's life? Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching.
Get over that. No, slander is an ongoing attack.
Are people tagging Jen in it? Like, are people tagging Jen being like, hey, did you this little girl?
This cannot come from me, Gracie.
I just found the tweets. Make that shit go fucking viral.
Dude, I hope that girl responds so much. Or whoever that person is responds about that little girl. It's so fucking crazy.
I mean, when there's an accusation, it gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on me. So like maybe it needs to get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on her.
Yeah.
See if she finally responds to it. See if people pick up on it.
Yeah. I think she's seen it.
Maybe tag people like Primink or Shannon or Not Another Drama Channel, that SM Creep show. Like maybe start tagging them in that shit.
Dude, fuck all these people. I really hope this person has some type of like evidence,
Which I'm sure they don't. Like that would have been years ago, right? Like if Jen Dent was like being little girls, it would have been years ago. Like what receipts are there? But I'd love to hear the story.
I'm sorry. I have chills. I have actual chills. Like oh. What do you mean you would love to hear the story? Like there's no evidence. You can't prove it, but you want to hear the like it happened so long ago. If it happened at all, it happened years ago. What evidence would there be? None. But I want to hear the story. Like, that is so. That is so gross. That is so gross. That is so gross. That is so gross. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I watched this before and this did not happen, but like hearing it again, I'm just like, ew. 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 No. No. Ew. That is so nasty. I feel like I need my hoodie. I don't know if y'all can see it. I have two of these. This is a sleep token hoodie. Sleep token video coming soon. These are my emotional support hoodies. The other one has the 3 vessel masks on the front. This one has the Even in Arcadia stuff on the back of it. I don't know if y'all saw the color. But yeah, this is my sleep token hoodie, and it's my emotional support hoodie, and I feel like I need it because that was just like, ew, bro, ew, that was so nasty. Like, I've still got the goosies. We're gonna continue though. I'm gonna be strong.
Hey everybody, long time no see. Like
Hey Jen, how you doing, girl?
this, I don't really do videos anymore, hence the laptops.
But you should, because we all need a little bit more of Jen motherfucking Dent. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. We could use your comedy, your face, your light, your energy right now. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I found her content, her older content, just absolutely hysterical. Loved the crap out of it. And like I said, I've seen this video before. Why is my string so wonky? I've seen this video before, and I'm going to try not to cackle this time, but I did last time, and I'm not proud of it because of where I like lost my mind. I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Haha. Because Jen's just fucking hilarious, dude. Like, Jen is so tongue-in-cheek. Love you, girl. Love you.
Set up. I tried to do my camera. That did not work. I never thought I.
Side note. We're going to go back a little bit so that way we can listen to Jen kind of uninterrupted. But if you guys did not know, on this video, at some point, I missed it, but everybody else saw it. At some point, Robbie commented on this video and was just giving all kinds of crap to Jen, and then basically said, like, I've banned you from Facebook. You can't get on Facebook anymore. And let me tell you something. If you guys haven't seen Jen's shorts, you need to go watch it, because she's literally showing, she's like, I have my Facebook. Dude, are you good? Like, I have my Facebook. I can see it right here. Like, it's right. You guys see it, right? Like, I'm not losing my mind. Like, I have my Facebook. And I go to her Facebook on Facebook, obviously, but I go to her page on Facebook, and I'm looking at everything, and I'm like, wait, what happened? Which, like, if you don't have Jen on Facebook, I don't know if she wants people to be all up on her Facebook, but if you don't have Jen's Facebook, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all now, like, y'all are missing out because it is, there's so much stuff over there. It's so funny. It's so, like, it's so Jen. Like, if you like Jen from, like, the story times, she's like that on her Facebook. Like, there ain't even got to be video. She's just like that on her Facebook, period. So, like, I don't know if you have her on Facebook. I don't know if you know how to find her on Facebook. But, and I don't know if she wants a whole bunch of followers on the Facebook. But she's a fucking riot, y'all. Like, love this woman. Love this woman. This woman is amazing. Go, as a matter of fact, go to her channel right now. Don't even worry about mine. Like, if y'all want to subscribe, I appreciate it. If y'all want to subscribe and like and comment and all that stuff, I appreciate it. Like, I am ever so grateful. But go to her page. Like, go to her YouTube channel and please subscribe to her because I don't care how many videos she puts up. I don't care how few she puts up. They're worth watching. They're legitimately worth watching. They are so good. They are so, like, you're about to see. You're about to see. Y'all have no clue what's in this video. Y'all just don't know. And I'm going to get right back into it. I'm going to rewind her a little bit so that way we can listen to her pretty uninterrupted. And then I'll comment here and there. But please, please, if you're here, go subscribe to her channel. Come back, finish this video. Okay? All right. We're going to backtrack just a little bit. And we're going to let it roll.
I'd love to hear the story.
It still gives me the heebies.
Hey everybody, long time no see. Like this, I don't really do videos anymore, hence the laptop setup. I tried to do my camera, that did not work. I never thought I would make this video. I never thought that I would actually get my hands on the information that allowed me to make this video. This video has been a long time coming, at least 6 years of me thinking about this and knowing what I knew, but not being able to prove it. It's been very difficult. I'm filming this video on June 13th. This all started the week of June 5th. It was, I think, Wednesday that I saw that Alyssa Perrine had put up a video saying that she
That
was
video.
the Gabbie Hanna fan.
That's the one. That is the video. If you guys have not seen it, if you guys haven't seen it, it's worth watching for the simple fact of just witnessing what is taking place in that video. Because as Jen is about to get into, Alyssa was one of the problematic people in the fandom, and she takes no accountability at all. In that video, like I said, maybe we'll react to that one after this one. So if you want to stick around and find out, like, we can absolutely do that. But yeah, that's the video itself. Hopefully it hasn't been taken down. I know Joshua David Evans has been taking videos down left and right. I'm going to be covering him too. I have all of the other tabs of everybody else that has kind of covered it. Adam McIntyre, Gavin, and Vangelina. And there's a reason I want to put Vangelina's video in there specifically. You'll see if you haven't seen Vangelina Scov's video about Joshua David Evans. Hold your, just hold tight because I'm going to be reacting to it because Vangelina girl, hats off to you. You're doing the Lord's work out there. So are you, Jen. Anyway, let's get back into this.
When I saw that video, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. I skimmed through it as usual. Alyssa not taking any accountability or responsibility for anything she's done in the past. It's always somebody else's fault, right? I sent that video to Jesse, and Jesse immediately texted back and was like, no fucking way. Wasn't she the worst one? Wasn't she the ringleader? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So we saw the video and we were like, whatever. Now, the reason Jesse reacted the way she did, and several other people were like pointing out this video by Alyssa, the reason for that is because Alyssa made herself well known during the whole Gabbie versus Jesse debacle for all those years. She made sure she was front and center at all times when it came to defending Gabbie, when it came to getting on Twitter and just arguing with everybody. It was an ongoing thing with Alyssa that a lot of people knew about. It was like Thursday, I think, that Vangelina Scov put a video up responding to that video by Alyssa. And
Again, Evangelina girl, doing the Lord's work. Hats off to you, ma'am. I'm gonna be reacting to one of your videos, ma'am, with the Joshua David Evans situation. Like I said, I got a sleep token video coming. I got a Joshua David Evans video coming. I've got another video coming, and I've got this one coming for y'all. So we're just also have Peter Mon's video. I believe it's his response to Joshua David Evans too, because like there's so many bits and pieces of Mr. Joshua David Evans. Like, oof, oof. And again, like I did with Gabbie's first few videos, well, not her first few videos, but the couple of videos that I made in regards to Gabbie. I'm not necessarily doing this myself to take anybody down. I am doing this as a collection of information for myself and for viewers, because these people, like Gabbie, like Joshua David Evans, they like to try to erase and rewrite history, and I'm not allowing that. So if anybody else deletes all of their content, Gabbie, Josh, if Jen decides, you know what, I don't want this to be up anymore, which I don't think is going to happen. But if anybody else decided that they want to take their videos down, at least I have the concrete evidence that this did exist, that this was the case, that this was what happened. This is the order of events. And that's the main reason why once I was in that public group chat on Gabbie's Patreon, like that's why I spoke about it when I spoke about it. And that was when I met Jen. And I got the full story. Like, she literally laid it down from point A to point B to point C to point D, like the whole thing. She pretty much laid it out and was like, this is what happened. This is the order in which all of this happened. And this is what was going on behind the scenes that nobody else saw. And I'm like, oh my God. And so, like, this is even more of that. And so I want this to stay out there. I want this to forever be out there. So if anybody loses sight of what happened and they just want to remember, like, hey, I'm following this person again, why did I unfollow them? It's here on my channel at the very least. So hopefully the drama channels don't take their videos down. We never know. So that's why I'm making this video, the Joshua David Evans video. So yeah.
Checked it out. Mostly I was reading the comments while watching the video. I was seeing a lot of people say, yo, this is not correct. Like, Alyssa is an actual psychopath who fucking harassed the shit out of people for years. We sat and watched this happen. And as I'm watching Evangelina's video, I'm getting annoyed, right? I mean, I hate...
Side note. Don't mean to take away from you, Jen. We'll backtrack just a little bit again. The other thing that was really wild, it's no longer there. It's really wild. I saw it in, like, real time, kind of ish. Sorry for my bird if you hear her. But one of the people that was commenting on Alyssa's video was the Cody Rants. The Cody Rants. The same one that made a video about Adam and allowed the whole Colleen situation to escalate to the way that it did. And allowed Adam to bring more attention to it. So in a way, like, thanks Cody, but also, like, what were you doing talking to minors? Like, ew. So, like, yeah. We're going to, like I said, we're probably going to react to Alyssa's video right after we listen to Jen. But there is so much. There's so much. But yeah, let's backtrack Jen just a little bit so we're not losing any context or anything. We have a lot to get through. But yeah, Cody Rants posted a comment, basically kind of, if I remember correctly, harassing Jen and Alyssa at the same time, like roasting Alyssa and harassing Jen on Alyssa's comment section, and then deleted her comment. And I was just like, oh, isn't that interesting? So anywho, let's backtrack to Miss Jen and let's hear her out.
He made sure she was front and center at all times when it came to defending Gabbie, when it came to getting on Twitter and just arguing with everybody. It was an ongoing thing with Alyssa that a lot of people knew about. Like, Thursday, I think, that Vangelina Scov put a video up responding to that video by Alyssa. And I checked it out. Mostly I was reading the comments while watching the video. I was seeing a lot of people say, yo, this is not correct. Like, Alyssa is an actual psychopath who fucking harassed the shit out of people for years. We sat and watched this happen. And as I'm watching Vangelina's video, I'm getting annoyed, right? I mean, I hate to even use the word because I know everybody loves to make fun of it, but it triggered me. It was like, no, this girl has been an absolute fucking psychopath, harassed the shit out of me for years, and you guys are sitting here and allowing her the opportunity to pretend she didn't do any of this shit. It was at the end of the video when Vangelina started going through the comments on Alyssa's video that she was like, yeah, no, this girl is, something seems off. And I did apologize in the comments. I am sorry for going off the way I did, but truly, it's been a long time of harassment from her. I was getting a lot of messages too on Twitter. I call it Twitter. I was getting a lot of messages on Twitter, on Instagram. I was getting messages on Facebook of people that remembered Alyssa and were like, yo, did you see this video? And I'm like, yeah. Also in the comments of Vangelina's video, a lot of people were saying, if this is upsetting you, you're going to be really pissed when you see Adam McIntyre's video. And I'm like, what? So I
That
go to
part.
look, there's no video by Adam McIntyre, but all
That part. That part. And that's why we're going to react to Alyssa's video after this. We may even do a part 2. I may include Alyssa's video in this right after Jen. And then we do a part 2 reacting to Adam's video about Alyssa, because that part right there.
day I'm being told you're gonna be pissed when you see his video because he sympathizes with her and says none of this is her fault. She's completely innocent. She was a kid when all this happened. And I'm like, oh, she absolutely was not. She was an adult. She was 18 when all this started.
Thank
She's
you.
24.
Thank you.
6 years of her being a constant little gnat, just buzzing around me, a little mosquito, just nipping. It's just been nonstop. These years have not been fun for me. Anybody that always says, oh, you get online and you talk about Gabbie all the time, or you only get online to talk about the stands. Yeah, I have a job. I'm a nurse. Y'all didn't take that from me. Even though you tried, that is what this video is about. I'm going to prove what you guys did. I'm going to prove what Gabbie did. But these years have not been fun for me. I would rather not do this. I'd rather not talk about this. And that's why I'm making this video, and I want it to be the last fucking time I talk about the stands, I talk about Gabbie, or any of this shit. I'm so...
This could not be more true. Every interaction I've had with Jen, literally and genuinely, she just wants this to be over. Like years ago when Gabbie was just like, leave me alone, I want this to be done. And then now she's bringing it back up again. Jen genuinely and Jesse literally just want to be left alone. They just want to be left alone. They want it to end. They want it to stop. They want it to be over and done with for good. Like I said, every interaction I've ever had with Jen, she's just like, I want this to stop. I want these people to essentially stop haunting me and being around me and like bombarding me and harassing me. Like it has gone on, like she said, for 6 years. And Gabbie will always have her little clique. Like I spoke about some of them in my video about the public Patreon group chat. They were still against Jen. They were being ageist. They were ridiculing her. They were harassing her. They were trying to troll her. That's the kind of people that Gabbie has in her army. You deal with that for 6 years and see if you don't want to be done. That's all Jen wants. Jen wants it over. She wants to be done. She doesn't want to have to speak on this again. She doesn't want to have to deal with Gabbie or the stands or the fans or anybody else anymore. She wants peace. And from what I've heard and from what I've seen, this woman deserves some damn peace. And I've said it a million times to her. She deserves peace. She deserves peace and quiet and whatever the hell, what her life looks like, what she wants it to be. She deserves every second of that. So please go over to her page, send her some love, subscribe if you haven't to her YouTube channel. Give her lots of love. She deserves it. She's been through enough. This needs to stop. This whole Gabbie situation, it needs to stop.
Fucking exhausted from it. It is the middle of 2026 and I'm still trying to get over shit that happened in 2025. I don't have the time or inclination for this shit. I'm exhausted from this. I'm fucking sick and tired of it. And it's gonna stop. I saw the video from Vangelina and I made some videos of my own. I put them on YouTube. They're still up. And I'm those videos on Twitter. And I also tagged Alyssa and said, why did you even bother making this video? Your ass is getting dragged in the comments. People remember you. I should have known better, because what did that do? That opened the door for Alyssa and maybe a handful of her friends who she says it's not her. I'm convinced it's her talking to herself. But then again, you know, there are a lot of crazy people out there. She has got a few friends and herself. They have been trolling me nonstop since about June 5th. And today,
I have seen it myself. Twitter is going, or was going, insane. Alyssa Perrin fan account, Alyssa Perrin account, Alyssa Perrin Twitter account, like different kinds of accounts just going for Jen, saying the most foul, hateful, just rude, off the wall, crazy shit to get under Jen's skin. What has Jen done? Jen's just been existing. She ain't been problematic. She ain't been doing nothing to nobody. She's just been trying to like live her life, and I'm not going to get into her personal life, but she's going through enough. Okay? She is going through enough. Trust me. She does not need to have this little 24-year-old and all her little friends or herself or just whatever. Like, the amount of harassment I have seen on Twitter / X, whatever you want to call it. I rarely ever get on X. And I opened it, and it's just mentions of Jen. Excuse me. And I don't even think I follow Jen on X. Nor do I follow Alyssa. I don't hardly follow anybody because I don't really get on there. And I'm getting like every single one of these hits is just like Alyssa Jen, Jen Alyssa, Jen Alyssa, Jen Alyssa, Jen Alyssa. And I'm like, what is going on? It's mentions of Jen. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I go and look, and I'm like, that is the foulest shit. The foulest shit. And I don't know if she shares any of the, like, any of the exchanges on Twitter on here. I don't remember if she does. I know she shares a lot of stuff up here. It's so bad. It's so bad.
Today is June 13th. I have had my job threatened. I have had them say they're going to call the State Board of Nursing. They have threatened my pets. And then there's always the video edits that come of me being compared to farm animals, me being called old, me being called fat, me being called ugly. It's nothing new. It's just...
And that's the shit I'm saying. Like, I saw this with my own eyes. This woman is not making this up. Jen, I've never, in all the interactions I've had with Jen, I've never once seen this woman lie. Never once. Nothing that she has said has been an exaggeration. There's been no deceit. The lie detector determined that she was telling the truth. Like, that's all it's ever been. Every single thing that she has said. Here's the crazy thing for a lot of y'all. Like, oh, come with receipts. Here's a lot of crazy shit for y'all. Jen, everything that Jen has ever said, or probably will say, she has a lot of proof to back her shit up. That is the one thing. And it's not... This woman, okay, if she sends receipts, it's not going to be an edited out with no context receipt. She's going to show her part too. It's not going to be like where she grabs somebody's tweet. Oh my God. Where she grabs somebody's tweet and then doesn't include, if she commented on it, doesn't include her comment. No, she's going to screenshot the whole thing, put the whole screenshot up there. Just like you saw in her scrolling through Evangelina's comment section. There was comments there but made by Jen. And they weren't always the best. And she, as you heard, she apologized to Evangelina. She shouldn't have gone off the way she did. I fully understand why she went off the way she did. This woman has nothing to hide, is my point. She has nothing to hide. She's never once lied that I have ever seen. Everything that she has ever said, I've been able to fact check. She's come with evidence. She's come with screenshots, receipts. And if she didn't, it was a simple Google search and it pulls it up. Done and done. So if you're thinking about, like, who do I believe? This one right here. Believe Jen. This woman has never once, from what I have ever seen, told a lie. And I'm not saying she's perfect. I'm not saying she hasn't told a lie ever in her life. But in regards to this, I can confirm myself she has never told a lie in regards to this. Y'all ain't ready for what's coming next. I'm telling you. Y'all are not ready.
It's the same thing. Wash, rinse, repeat. Yeah, you can block them. They make new accounts. Alyssa has multiple accounts. Just search her name on Twitter. You'll see what I'm talking about. So there's no need to block them. You can mute them, but they still find new ways to get you. If they can't get you on Twitter, they'll come to your YouTube. If that doesn't work, well, they'll just go to your Instagram or your TikTok. It doesn't matter. I could get offline, but I mean, should I have to? Like, this is
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And that's the other thing too. That's the one thing that, like, I've always told Jen, like, do whatever you feel like you need to do so you have closure, so you have peace. If that means making 5 million YouTube videos, do it. If that means making one and shutting all the shit down, do it. If that means you disappear off the internet, do it. Do whatever's going to bring you peace. But don't ever do it because you feel like you're being pressured to do it. Do it because you want to, not because you feel like you have to. Because these people are going to be relentless either way. They're going to do whatever they're going to do. And honestly, Jen is incredibly strong because, and brave. Like, the amount of shit that has been said and done to this woman, for her to say, you know what, I'm speaking out on it, and continue, not just speak out on it once, but continue to speak out on it and bring awareness to it and call these people out. That's bravery. That's courage. This woman, like, I don't know if I would have the gumption to do it. And this woman is like, I just want to be left alone. Can't get left alone. So she's just like, you know what? Fine. Y'all want to play that game? Let me put it all out there for y'all. Like, I don't know what made Jen such a horrible enemy to Gabbie. Like, I genuinely don't know. And I don't know what made her an enemy to half of the stands other than Gabbie. Like, I don't understand it. I genuinely do not understand it.
a long time and it's still going. So then Adam McIntyre, in his infinite wisdom, decides to take the video that apparently he had done on live to an audience who was telling him he was wrong. He decided to then post that video on YouTube. So I think that was Friday. I can't really remember, but that gave Alyssa even more leeway and excitement and stardom and all that stuff, so she could just spend the whole rest of the day coming at me all day long from every fucking angle.
And she did, and that's what I was talking about on X and Twitter, whatever you want to call it. It was relentless. It was one after another, after another, after another. I mean, there was updates every hour on the hour. It was non-stop and she's not kidding, from every angle. I was seeing this shit pop up and happen, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell? I had just watched Adam McIntyre's video because I had not seen Alyssa's by itself. I didn't even know what was going on. Michelle Manna, shout out to Michelle, and Adam McIntyre, both of them had covered it right around the same time in different ways. Both of them, I believe, went live to do it, though. And I had watched a portion of, I think I'd watched about 45 minutes of Michelle's, and I made a comment on her channel in regards to it, because everybody was just like, oh, poor Alyssa, and I was like, okay, hold up, wait, because this is nuanced. You can absolutely be a victim of Gabbie while also being a villain to Jen, but those two things can be true at the same time. Absolutely. Nobody else will seem to want to agree to that other than Michelle, which, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you liking that comment. But I don't watch Adam McIntyre's Twitch streams, but I did see his video. I listened to it too, and he was excusing a lot of her behavior. And it was not long after that, Jenna's correct, like it was not long after that, I think maybe 2 hours after it went up, hour by hour, Alyssa was just like dogging everybody. She was going to everybody's channel. She was going, I mean, to Twitter, to Instagram, everywhere she could, every avenue she could, to get everybody to try to hate Jen essentially. And it's just like, girl, you just came out and said how horrible the fandom was and how horrible you had been in the fandom, to then turn around and do the same actions again. Like, are you a little Gabbie puppet still? Like, we're watching the Alyssa Perrin video after this. We're going to, and then we're going to make a part 2 about Adam's response to it, because I have so many thoughts. So this and Alyssa's is going to be in one video, and that's going to be today. I don't know when I'm going to get to Adam's. I know I want to get to Joshua David Evans. So part 2 for this may be a week out. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And I'm going to ruffle some feathers.
because Adam gave her license to do that. Adam took the video down later on Saturday afternoon, and to this day he has not corrected himself or said anything. Adam,
Oh, okay. Video is down. We're going to double check that. We're going to see if somebody reacted to Adam's video. If not, oh boy, because I'm going to have some things to say. Because I was there watching the video, not the live stream. I was there watching the video myself. I will recall exactly what happened, even if I can't find the video. We will have a conversation about it, because it is no, not after what he did to Jackie. He sat there and backed up Jackie Ina over the whole James Charles situation. And sure, she was right in regards to James Charles, but he addressed the scandals and drama that Jackie Ina got into with, I don't think it was Paige Christie. I forget which channel it was. I'll have to go back, because I know that video is still up, but he addressed that. He addressed the video with Jackie Ina and the scandals she had been in and what she had done and her downfall, because he said, and I quote, "I had no idea." If he can do that with Jackie Ina, he should be able to do the same thing with Alyssa, and that's the problem that I have. So we're going to make that video. There will be a part 2 to following this, whether he has his video up or not.
you know, I've watched your channel. I like you. I think your channel's cool. But you don't have to put a video out every day. You could take a break. You could research what you're talking about before you put it up. Because somebody like you, who has as big of an audience as you do, you have a responsibility to look into what it is that you're posting. You posted a person who has harassed me, who has forged my name, who says I doxed them, who has absolutely said some of the most horrible shit to me and my friends, and done some of the most horrific shit, and you gave her an audience, and you said that none of it was her fault. And to this day, you still haven't said anything else about it. Not that I expect you to, but I have to say that you posting that video really did spark a fire in me that put me into motion, and a lot of things have happened because of it. But before I get into everything that has happened after the video was put out, let me refresh everybody's memory on Alyssa and how I met Alyssa and how I even know who the fuck she is in the first place. I'm not even going to try to remember what was going on between Gabbie and Jesse at this specific time. It was summer 2020. We're on Twitter a lot. There's a lot going down. And yeah, I ran my mouth constantly. I'm never going to even say anything different. I have always talked shit about Gabbie because Gabbie deserves it. Gabbie is a piece of shit. Gabbie is the worst fucking person on this planet. So yeah, I was talking a lot of shit on Twitter and...
Pause. Jen, I love you. Jen, I love you. I don't think you needed Twitter to talk shit. Like, girl, I love you. I love you, okay? You're so sweet. You're so honest. Ooh. But, ma'am, have you seen your own YouTube channel? Jen motherfucking Dent always talk shit. That's kind of what all the drama channels do. Like, look at Peter Mon. He says, I don't give a fuck and I talk shit for a living. Girl, I don't think you needed to justify it with Twitter. I talked a lot of shit on Twitter. Ma'am, I love you. You talk shit everywhere and we love you for it. Oh my God. But thank you. Thank you for clarifying that it was specifically on Twitter at this point. But girl, you talk shit everywhere and we love you. We love you for it. We love you because you do it.
There were a group of stans that were just absolutely asinine crazy. The main one that I remember is Alyssa. There was a girl named Skip. There was somebody named Tyler. There was a Monica. There was a Lisa. And then there was Gracie. And we're going to talk about Gracie in this video. But Alyssa was just off the chain from the very beginning. I mean, she just never stopped. It was nonstop. Boom, 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 boom. All day. If you blocked her, she made a new account. That's how I got to know Alyssa in the summer of 2020 when everything was really coming to a head between Jesse and Gabbie, and there was just so much shit going on, and Alyssa was just front and center, just constantly, again, harassing, trolling, saying the nastiest shit, talking about shit she had no idea. They all do that. They all talk about the Gabbie and Jesse situation as if they were physically present in every room of every situation that went down. They know more than anybody. You can't tell them shit. And
So when we watch the Alyssa Perrine video, you will kind of understand why. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. I want to be very clear here, but you will understand the mindset of Alyssa and why she felt like that was the correct thing to do. But it is not an excuse for her horrible behavior. So I want to make that very clear.
And throughout all of this, I saw that she does music. And I use that term very, very loosely. She had some music videos up. And so I went and looked at one of them and my God. And I ended up posting it and just like saying, oh, this is a bop or whatever. I eventually was like, I'm just kidding. This is absolutely fucking horrible.
You can't stop the flowers from me. No, you can't stop my feet from moving. And if you think I'm not improving, you can shove it.
And it made her so mad that she...
That's what I'm talking about. Jen does not hold back. And Jen will say, I talked shit. This is what I said. And I won't go and hold back. I was like, oh, this is a bop. Just kidding. It sounds like trash. Like, which I mean, music is subjective, I suppose. I would not choose to listen to that. I'm a music junkie. I would not choose to listen to that. But, you know, send it to Simon Cowell. Maybe he can give you some constructive criticism. Yeah. Send it to Simon. Go on American Idol. Maybe go on The Voice. I personally, you know, I wouldn't want to listen to that by choice. So, you know, thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen. That will forever go down in history as your version of a Rickroll, and I hate you for that. Love you, bitch, but I hate you for that.
He first of all says that I told her to kill herself, which absolutely did not happen. I invite you to find that screenshot. Did not tell her to kill herself, but she got so mad about me posting her music that she decided to send me a cease and desist. And instead of me telling that story, I'll just let Alyssa tell it.
I released a new song and Jenna told me she liked it. She then went and claimed it was shit and that she shared it as a joke. From this point on, she started talking about my bad singing and kept posting my song, which is my own intellectual property. On August 10th, I sent...
Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Did she share it on her own channel and take credit for it? I'm going to say that the answer to that question is probably no, because Jen is grown and understands plagiarism. Correct? Probably. That being said, ma'am, Miss Alyssa Perrine, didn't you say that you made a video that you posted on your account and that she, what was the word? Shared it, right? So like if I shared it to like my Facebook or if I shared it to my YouTube channel, wouldn't that be, what's it called? Fair use in a sense? I mean, yes, it is your intellectual property. You probably wrote it, but you posted it for the public, right? For people to be able to use to create content with, correct? So then, what case exactly of copyright infringement do you have? Because unless you sent it directly to Jen, and only Jen, but it said that she shared it, so how else would she have shared it if you hadn't posted it online? And we just saw that, you had it listed on your channel. I don't know. That sounds like a little bit of a reach, ma'am. Just my 36-year-old brain logic.
Jen a cease and desist for intellectual property, and on August 11th, she responded with her signature. Jen likes to tell the story as if I forged her name onto a cease and desist, but what she always fails.
That's because you did, sweetheart. She sent a message that said, "Kiss my ass," where she signed it, like, "Kiss my ass, sincerely, Jen Dent." You then cropped it, pasted it onto a document, and said that she signed it. That's called forgery. That is called forgery. Interesting how that works.
Fails to realize is that she sent her email titled response with an attachment. I advised a legal notary and I advised a lawyer after the fact just to make sure. I was in the clear. On August 12th, Jen sent me a cease and desist for defamation. In this, she asked me to, and I quote, "Please find attached a request to cease and desist defamation, slander, and or libel. Details are in the document. Sign it and send it back to me. My lawyer is involved now. Thanks." I replied by telling her to kiss my ass. She replied by telling me I had 10 days to sign it when it comes to my door. This confused me because first off, she doesn't have my home address. And second, mail? What? You have my email. You can do literally what I did. It is just as valid and just as legally binding. And I just want to say, just because you don't agree.
Wait, so she could do what you did, which is forgery, and that it's legally binding. It's also legally dismissible in court, which is why Jen went the avenue that she went. Also, not only that, but you telling her to kiss your ass, Miss Alyssa, isn't that the exact same thing? Like, so at this point, you were just being petty, correct? Correct? Or, we're following the same chain of events, correct? So you were just being petty for the sake of being petty? Interesting. Interesting. And so you're inviting her to forge your signature, so what? So that then you could say, "Oh, she forged my signature too?" See, this is what I'm saying. Jen ain't stupid. Jen's not that dumb.
Or like someone does not mean that a notary, 2 lawyers, all of them are lying. Like, the evidence is all right here. So you can either continue to say it's fake, or you could just accept that I send you a cease and desist.
Nobody said you didn't send me a cease and desist. I said you forged my name on that cease and desist, you fucking clown. So there's that story about her forging my name. And yeah, a cease and desist, how valid could it be? Whatever. But she actually cut and pasted my signature onto that document. And
This is what I'm saying. That is forgery. That is absolutely forgery. Now, if you were to say, I acknowledge that this use of my signature constitutes as an e-signature for this document, that's different. When you e-sign something, you can repeat that same signature. Excuse me. But you have to acknowledge every single time, yes, I'm using this signature as my e-signature on this e-file. Jen didn't do that. There was no intent there. It literally said, "Kiss my ass." It's in no. But also like, haha, funny, I'm going to give you my signature. But you can't use it. But then she tried, which is forgery. Crazy work. Crazy work.
And in that
Then again, it's the Gabbie fandom. So crazy work.
document was like a list of things I had supposedly done, like offenses, and then a list of things that I agreed to, and she put my name at the bottom, and that just was not cool with me. So
Here's the other thing too with that signature. Now this is where I'm going to say, Jen, I'm going to hold your hand and I'm going to say this gently. Probably shouldn't have sent a signature to a Gabbie stan. Period. However, comma, she could have taken that signature. She could have taken and copied, cut, paste, whatever. She could have taken that and scanned that onto any document that she wanted to. A false confession if she wanted to. I'm going to hold your hand gently again, Jen. Please do not send a signature to anyone that you do not want to use it, because no. Just no. People are crazy. People will say, oh, they e-signed it. Like, there's nothing other than the screenshots that you have and the stuff that is currently being said, like, and the screenshots and everything. There's nothing. If this was not on screen right now, there would be nothing to be able to back anything up. Unfortunately, if there hadn't been the kiss my ass, if there hadn't been this video made, like, there wouldn't really be a whole lot of anything to quote unquote back you up. And that's really sad. That's really unfortunate. I'm going to hope that this was, I think you said this was back in like 2020. I'm going to hope that we've kind of learned our lesson there. I haven't heard anything else about a signature. I'm sure that was incredibly like eye-opening, because if you're having the same realization that I am, like, holy shit, she could probably put my signature on everything, anything, any sort of false confession, any sort of fucked up documentation that she wanted to say that I plagiarized something, like, and try to use that against you. One, that's not cool. Two, that's forgery. But like, I don't. That's not okay with me. I don't like that.
Alyssa's other claim on me is that I doxed her, and rather than me tell you the story, I'll just let her tell you the story, which she already told on YouTube. This is a video that she did back when it happened.
November 17th, Alex James posted a video on Gabbie, and Jen had kept tweeting about us. After a couple of us in a group chat had seen a video on TikTok about how people were signing up their exes for Donald Trump email listings that spammed them, and immaturely, we decided to do this. I realize now that this was a bad decision, and this is something that I shouldn't have done. It was immature, it was selfish, it was rude, and I can take accountability for that. And we realized it was a mistake. On November 18th, Jen noticed that my IP address was linked to one of the spam emails and posted it on Twitter, saying I was dumb and wouldn't realize that I did this.
I tweeted that it was Albuquerque. The IP address showed Albuquerque. Let me say it again. Albuquerque.
We can all agree what I did was dumb, but we can also all agree that swatting is a serious and dangerous issue in America right now.
Come here. Come here. Nobody is going to swat you. What the fuck are you talking about?
And posting...
This is why I love Jen. Not the, come here. Come here. Ain't nobody gonna swat you. What the fuck? But not only that, but like, Miss Alyssa. This was 6 years ago, which means you were 18 at the time, because you were 24 now. Correct. All right. Cool. Great. That means you went to high school, right? At the very least, you were homeschooled. Probably got a GED, or by now, I would hope, a GED, or you graduated high school and got a diploma. All right, cool. So that means that if you have any sort of job application, if you made any money off of YouTube, you would have to provide your mailing address, correct? So it would have the street number, the street name, your zip code, your state, your county, potentially, all of that information, correct? Your zip code, all of that. Okay, that is what someone can dox, right? So if your address was like 105 Fox Lane Drive, I don't know, fucking San Diego, California, 37582. That would be an address. That would be a way of doxing someone. Hopefully no one lives there. I don't think that's a real place. I just made it up off the top of my head. But that would be doxing someone. Saying that you live in Albuquerque ain't doxing you, ma'am. Do you have any idea how big Albuquerque is? That's like me saying that I live, like, okay, I lived in Arizona for a little while. About 8 months. That's like me saying that I lived in Sierra Vista. Or someone saying that I lived in Sierra Vista, Arizona. Do you have any idea how big Sierra Vista is? Do you have any idea how many roads that is? The worst case scenario is that they bump into me at a Target or a Walmart. Do you understand how unlikely that is? Do you understand how hard it is to pinpoint an address to Albuquerque? An actual physical address. Albuquerque. Y'all, Alyssa Perrin lives in Albuquerque. Guess what? Rhett and Link grew up in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. They live in California now. Oh no, I've doxed them. Adam McIntyre used to live in Ireland. He now lives in the UK. Oh no, I've doxed him. Saying you live in Albuquerque is like saying I live in the United States. Is that doxing you, Alyssa? Is that doxing you? All that means is that you live in New Mexico. And I trust and believe no one cares enough to figure out whether or not you live in Albuquerque, or much less where or what street or what number on that street. I could give somebody my street address. Do you know how big my neighborhood is? They're not going to find me even with my street address. The only way they're going to find me is if they know the street number or the house number. Are you well? Are you well?
My IP address like that could have gotten me injured or killed. That.
Do you understand that every time you get online, you use your IP address? And that anybody can track it? But I'll tell you what, I'll give you a free piece of advice here, Alyssa. A free piece of advice. Use a VPN, and you won't have that problem. Use a VPN. Use a browser with a VPN. Opera has one. Use a phone with a VPN. iPhones have one. If you're so concerned about your IP address, ma'am, every time you log on in your home to your computer, to any device, it has an IP address. If it's connected to the internet, it has an IP address. Your router has an IP address. Your internet service provider would be more likely and able to dox you than Jen. Come on now.
Is not okay. On November 27th, Hello Leash made a video on the Gabbie Hanna fandom about the emails and how toxic we are.
I remember waking up one morning and Jen being like, ugh, they signed me up for like 10 spam email lists. And I was like, who? And she was like, the Gabbie stands. And then for some reason, like a sinking feeling in my stomach. And I checked my email and I had, if I'm not mistaken, like something like 54 email lists. And I remember the timestamps on when the emails came in, because these people were signing us up on these email lists, these spam email lists, but you had to confirm. So they would send you a confirmation email. You would have to confirm that you actually want to sign up for those lists. And then those confirmation emails also included IP addresses. I remember noticing that it was like, it would start at like midnight and went till like 5 or 6 in the morning. Like these people were up throughout the night just signing me and Jen up for these email lists.
Unhinged behavior. Unhinged. I stay up that late. Not doing that. You know what I stay up late doing? Trying to wind myself down for sleep. Because I'm an old lady. With insomnia. But what? From midnight to 5 or 6 in the morning, you're signing people up for email. That is dedication. And absolute unhinged foolishness behavior.
that we deduced that the people most likely responsible for this were Alyssa and Skia. I think it was Jen that said, yep, the IP address that was on this email says that this person is in Albuquerque, and we know who's in Albuquerque. There you go. You add 2 and 2 together. And if I'm not mistaken, Alyssa is referring to that as doxing.
A lot of us were doxxed for defending her.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. So that's basically.
I'm dead. This is why I love watching Jen. Jen, please, sweetheart, honey bunch, come back to YouTube. We miss you. We love you. We need this. We need you. Like, we need your pretty face. We need your humor. We need your smart assery. Please come back to the YouTubes. Please keep making the content. Oh my goodness gracious. I need these giggles. Please. It's good for my dopamine, okay? Please.
It on Alyssa. Really, this video is not about Alyssa. I would like to get into what happened after Alyssa's video, and Adam's video being taken down.
That being said, this is where I got into contact, like really genuinely started getting into contact with Jen, which I had been in contact with her before because of the group chat that we were in. That's how we met. That's how we started conversing back and forth. And I really began to understand what all had truly happened to Jen, like on a very real level. And when Alyssa made her video, everybody was saying Alyssa's the one that started it all. Alyssa's the one that started all of this. Alyssa's the one that started the rumor. Alyssa's the one that said that Jen R-worded a little girl in Australia, that she perpetuated that rumor. And I'm just like, wait, what? Wait, what? So I went in with the same mind as everybody else, but I went straight to the source. Hey, Jen, did Alyssa say any of these things? Like, was she the one that did this? And she said, no, it was someone else. I'm making a video. I'll keep you posted. Alyssa was just the ringleader. And I'm like, okay, cool. Because up until that point, I was believing what a lot of the internet was, which was Alyssa was the one that started all of this. I don't believe Alyssa was the one that started it, given what is about to come up in this video. I believe that she probably perpetuated it, and just helped it escalate to the point that it did. And that's really unfortunate. And that's why I want to have the conversation in regards to Adam and his reaction to Alyssa's video, because it's crazy. It's crazy work. So yeah, the person that actually started those horrible rumors, we're about to get into it.
The constant harassment and trolling that has been going on since the 5th, and what all has happened since then. Like I said, I was getting a lot of messages, a lot of different places, and some of the people that were messaging me were stans that I recalled their name. They knew me and they contacted me and told me who they were. One of the ex-stans is called Prince. I fully remembered that username and the way that this person talks, and this person got in my inbox and started talking about the whole thing and explained how they were very, very young when all of this happened, but they were watching and they remembered all of this. And this person helped me a lot with like remembering usernames or specific people or specific posts. One thing this person said was that Gracie was pretty much used by Gabbie and discarded. And I do have an old comment that was put on one of my videos regarding that. I know the lore with this one, sadly, as someone that used to support Gabbie. There was a fan named Gracie that Gabbie manipulated into thinking Jen was a rapist privately in DMs and managed to make Gracie speak up publicly and spread this allegation. Gabbie watched Gracie get sent so much hate for spreading this allegation, and instead of checking on her, she just watched it all go down. She loves to have her fans do her dirty work for her and then claim she herself didn't do anything, because in the public eye, that seems like an accurate statement. Now that she's lost most of her fans, she's doing the dirty work herself publicly.
That part. That is what Gabbie has always done. She will send out all of her little minions to go do her bidding and then be like, I didn't do anything. I don't know what y'all are talking about. excuse me, I didn't do anything. I can't control what my fans do. They just love me so much that they would do all of this. I didn't do anything. I didn't tell them to go do it. Keep watching.
Anyway, Gracie almost offed herself because of the hate, and Gabbie reached out to her and asked if she could use Gracie's offing attempt and mention it in her 2020 comeback video to make the point that my fans get harassed to this point for simply supporting and defending me. If you watch that video, Gracie's attempt, without being named, is mentioned. Gabbie is disgusting. She was never sexual with us, as far as I know, but she groomed us like colleagues.
Hey babe, I had a question. I'm writing my comeback video right now, and I'm just talking about how shit got crazy after I got off still, and part of me was just trying to just show how fucking crazy these people are. I'm making a list of all the shit they did, like how they were collecting people's personal private conversations from when they were venting in the Discord and contacting their families and stuff. And obviously only if you're 100% okay with this, and obviously I wouldn't say your name, but would it be okay if I said something along the lines of like, one of my fans relapsed with self-harm and attempted suicide because she was under extreme duress from these people. Obviously, it's only if you're 100% okay with it. One of my fans who's been along the ride, oh god, she's been around for fucking ever. She's the fucking best. She had a relapse with her self-harm and attempted suicide because they contacted someone they shouldn't have and put her under extreme duress. And now she's in a rehabilitation center. Like, this is not some weird troll internet fun. These are seriously dangerous people, and I'm not even here, and every day it's a new drama that they're trying to create still.
So as far as Gracie goes, I honestly always felt bad about that. I did recognize that for whatever reason, this adult had been encouraged or influenced to do this. What Gracie initially tweeted was, guys, I think Jen may have somebody, or guys, Jen may have someone. And she retweeted that tweet from that crazy account that literally to this day, I don't know who that is or what they're talking about. To be honest, I think Gabbie is behind that account. It's just totally crazy that somebody would tweet all that and then just disappear, never respond to any questions. Like, I myself even sent that account a message and was like, who are you and what are you talking about? So I just truly believe that was Gabbie or Peyton that made that account. But I always felt bad about Gracie because as a nurse and just a person in general who has dealt with many things in my own personal life and with people I love and know, I know what it's like to struggle with something and then to just have things piled on. I know what it's like to act out when you're not happy in life or things are not going well or you feel like you don't have any control. And so I felt bad for Gracie, and I always did feel guilt if she had to go to any kind of treatment for anything I said or did, because I really did go hard at her. But
That being said, I remember, which I think Jesse was too. I know that Jesse, when this kind of went down and was going viral, I think Jesse was cooking like soup or something for her sister. There was something going on in Jesse's family, and Gabbie was like bombarding Jesse, like, you need to get Jen to calm down. You need to get Jen to stop. Make Jen stop. Like, da 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 da. And Jesse's like, what the hell are you talking about? And Gabbie's like, one of my fans sent me this and da 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 and all this other shit. And Jesse was just like, I don't have time for this right now. I'm dealing with family stuff. And on top of that, like, the whole reason that Jen is going off is because she's being accused of this. And Gabbie just would not let up. That day, I was in my kitchen cooking. I was cooking supper. And my Twitter starts going crazy. Now, this was back when I was a fan of Gabbie. And the reason that I was a fan of Gabbie at that time, unfortunately, I was about 30 years old at the time, give or take a couple of months. And I saw a lot of myself in Gabbie. Saw, past tense. I no longer see myself in Gabbie. But I saw a lot of the same bullying, the same hurt, the same coping mechanisms, the same just wanting to be understood. Without really knowing what was going on behind the scenes, because all we were given was, unless you were really into the fandom, which I never was, I was never a stan, I was just a fan. So I was just only watching, I didn't even follow her during the Vine days. I only watched her on YouTube. And I followed a couple of her accounts. I think it was Instagram and Twitter that I followed. And that was it. Never entered into her Discord or anything like that. Last year was the first time I'd ever gone into her Patreon, and only because it was free. I ain't gonna lie. And so back then I saw a lot of myself and I'm like, what is going on? Like, my Twitter is going nuts. It's going crazy. It's ping, 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 ping. And I'm sitting here with my phone, stirring in my pot. And I'm sitting here looking at my phone like, what? What the hell? And so I'm seeing Gabbie go back and forth with Jesse. And I see Jen responding to people. I see people tagging Jen. And what's about to be explained, they made it go viral. It was everywhere. You could not get away from it, to the point that it was getting so bad for me. I had to unfollow Gabbie because it was getting so horrible. At the time, I didn't really know Jen. I didn't even know about her account. I didn't know who she was. I had no clue. And from what Gabbie had said in previous videos, Jen wasn't Jen. Jen was Jesse on Jen's account or something along those lines. So it was very confusing, and I think that Gabbie used that to her advantage so that way she could paint a particular picture and perpetuate a narrative that just simply was not true. I didn't realize that anybody was actually being hurt in those moments. I thought, okay, Jesse's making up something, to try and hurt Gabbie. Gabbie's making up something to try and hurt Jesse. Like, this is the back and forth thing. And then here comes a 3-hour phone call that took place. Here comes like the whole like Jesse expose by Gabbie and her addressing Trish and everything. And so I'm sitting here, I'm like, what is going on? And in the height of it, I was like, nope, I can't deal, because there was nothing that I could prove. There was nothing that I couldn't prove. Like, there was no concrete, tangible evidence on either side at that time. So I'm just like, I am backing away. And I watched I think it was like 5 episodes, where Gabbie addressed the escaping the night, Rice Gum, drama channels, Jesse, Trisha. I think it was 5, maybe 6 videos where Gabbie addressed all of those things. And after that was done, I was pretty much done with Gabbie too. I was like, yeah, no, like, girl, grow up. Now, it's worth noting, at least to me, that the one that she made of her and Trisha, I, at that moment, was going through a friendship dynamic that was very similar to Gabbie and Trisha's. And the way that Gabbie painted her relationship with Trisha. And so that one really resonated with me. And it reopened some wounds that I was trying to heal from. And once that really came out, I was done. Because I was of the mind, like, this needs to be healed. We don't need to rehash it. And I did a lot of growth on my own. I took a long stint off of social media myself. I do that from time to time just for my mental well-being, because social media constantly is not healthy for me. So I'll have spurts here and I'll have breaks there. But I remember Jen getting bombarded and never knowing who she was, never thinking for a second that this was a real person that was being hurt by this, not even knowing where it came from, as far as Gracie goes. But I remember the tweet. I remember it going viral, and I remember where I was and what I was doing in those moments. And I remember thinking, if this is true, Jesse and Jen, whoever Jen is at that time in my brain, I was like, whoever Jen is, she needs to speak out. She needs to say something. She needs to disprove this. And I sat for, I think, about a week, and nobody said anything. Nobody really said much of anything. in regards to, yes, it's true, no, it's not. There was a lot of what if it is and what if it isn't. And there was nothing truly tangible, as you're going to see. Like, what evidence? There wasn't any. And so that's when my distrust of Gabbie started. And it was just over the years. Like, I am the first person to say I will give someone the benefit of the doubt when they make a comeback. I'll hear them out. But if you're doing the same shit different year, I'm going to cut you off. And that's essentially what happened when she made the comeback this time. I was like, she took off from the internet, moved to Pennsylvania. We all thought she's getting healthy. She's going to be good. She's going to come back healthier, or she won't come back at all. And that's fine too. And then she came back, and I don't know what crawled up her ass crack. But rehashing the Trisha and the Jesse shit, that was a choice. And it was not a good one. But anywho, we're going to get back into this one.
People were literally calling a job I didn't have anymore. And something I've never told anybody, I don't think, is that I had interviewed for a company that I had worked for in the past. This was in the pandemic when all this happened. I had already lost my second job that I had to make ends meet because of COVID. That company shut down because we weren't allowed to go visit people in their homes. And so I had interviewed for a position that I had had in the past. And it was a really good interview. I had great references. There was no reason for me not to get the job. I was told, we'll call you back next week and basically let you know. And I never heard back from them. And I even reached out to my reference who worked there, who had like told the people about me. She was like, that's very strange they never called you back. Well, these stands had called that place based off of my LinkedIn, and I had worked there in the past when they called them. So maybe that had something to do with it. But these people were actively calling my job or a job I didn't have anymore, and they were bragging about it.
That's what I was just about to say. They were bragging about that on Twitter. That was the other thing I was just about to say. They were bragging about that shit on Twitter and being like, oh, we're calling her. Everybody call. Like, it was absolutely unhinged. And that's why I first began walking away from the Gabbie Hanna. I was like, I don't want to be associated with this. Like, I may see some of myself in Gabbie, but I would never do this. I would never ask my fans to do this. Like, no, Gabbie, Jesse does not need to come get Jen. You need to come get your fans. This is crazy work.
Online. It was just also how much it was being retweeted, how much it was being stated as a fact. There were articles going up online about it. You know, the people that follow online drama, There were articles up until maybe a year ago or so. If somebody was Googling me and like put the time in and would scroll enough, these things would come up about Jen Dent and a allegation. And so it has bothered me ever since it happened. I think what was different this time about getting annoyed with all of this and the being trolled and everything is just the fact that I've been going through a lot in the past year and a half.
The fact is too, like, it didn't just bother Jen. Like, you have to understand, this followed her. These people did not stop. Like, for example, last year in the Patreon chat, people were bringing shit up again. Jackson was one of them. Like, he went hard for Gabbie. And he went hard after Jen. He was one of them. There was a couple others. There was like 2 or 3 that were in that Patreon chat that brought this shit up again. So it didn't just bother Jen. This shit followed her. No matter where she went. And no, Jen absolutely did not have to go into that Patreon chat. But she also does not need to sit back and be quiet either. Because if Gabbie has the platform to sit here and be like, these are bullies. These are high school fucking bullies on her podcast. And be like, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to say what I got to say. Then Jen has the same right to do the same. She doesn't have to sit there and take it. She can address it. And by that point, by the time that Jen had entered into Gabbie's Patreon chat, Gabbie had already left. Jackson was in there. I was in there. There was like, I think 40 some odd people still in there at the time. I was in there just to see because I think Peter Mon, I mentioned it in my video. I think Peter Mon had mentioned that there was a group chat that was free, and I was like, wait, what? There's no fucking way. Went in and was like, oh shit, okay. Scrolled up, started seeing the same things. I wanted to make sure that it was real. Scrolled up and saw the same thing that Peter was referencing in his video. I was like, oh my God, this is real. And I kept reading, and it got worse and worse with every passing statement where Gabbie was blaming Jessie for her own R word and saying that she used her R word for clout. Like, it was so bad. And I know y'all have heard about the Patreon chat, the free Patreon group chat, open chat, whatever you want to call it. I know y'all have heard extensively about that, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But, like, Jen was there after Gabbie had left, and it followed her there. These people do not let up. When they go hard for Gabbie, they go hard for Gabbie, and they will go against anyone. They become an echo chamber for Gabbie. The fans and stands ride hard for Gabbie, and I don't understand how or why when there is so much information now out there. Jesse's was out there, and I guess, Gabbie disproved it to a point with perpetuating her own narrative. So it made you kind of torn between the two. I know I sat there and battled between, like, well, who's telling the truth and who's not, and who is and who isn't, who's being fair and who's not. I'm sure that the younger people that are in there, like Jackson and others that are 16, 17, 18 years old, I'm sure they're just as confused. And just like, I don't know what to believe. So I've been a ride or die fan of Gabbie's for X years. So I'm going to continue to be. And they have very much a mentality of Gabbie can do no wrong. And so they go after Jen. What has Jen done but just been like, this continues to happen? Why can no one understand that this is what I have had to live through? This is what I've had to endure. Why is everybody ignoring what happened to me like this wasn't something serious? Because it was serious. It cost her her job, a potential job. It was very serious. These are serious allegations. And no one treated it like it was important. Even Gabbie was like, you need to get Jen to calm down, to Jesse. What do you mean?
My life changed drastically, and like, this is not a sob story, but like, I have friends here, I have a job, but I'm alone a lot, which is a reason I'm moving back home. That wasn't the plan when I moved here. And so I don't have a buffer to like talk to anybody about this. And I have enough going on. Like, I have animals I take care of, I have a job, I have to take care of myself, which, that's a whole thing, but like, it just hit different this time. And not only did it hit different personally, but this psychopath is being listened to. I'm talking about Alyssa is being heard out, and in some cases being painted out as the victim. And it just truly pissed me off. It pissed a lot of people off, enough to where they were messaging me about it. And in talking to
Also, hashtag sorry, Jen. I was one of those people that messaged you about it because, like, I was pissed. I'm still pissed. We're still going to address it. So.
Prince and bringing up Gracie, Prince was like, I really feel bad for Gracie. Like, she's hardly even online anymore. She just kind of disappeared after that. And I'm like, I feel bad for her too. Wish I could talk to her. And Prince says, well, you should try. So that's what I did. I decided on June 5th I had had enough. Seems like it's never going to stop. What else did I have to lose at this point? So I followed Gracie on Twitter. Then I sent her an email. Hi, Gracie. I hope you are doing well. I was hoping to have a conversation with you. I would like to talk about the tweet that accused me of sexual assault. It is my belief and understanding that there was heavy influence surrounding that situation, and I would really like to understand better. I'm not mad at you. I'm mad at the situation and the never-ending cycle of Gabbie showing up every few years writing or attempting to rewrite the story. I would appreciate a conversation that could bring clarity and closure to both of us. If you are not comfortable, I understand. Just know that I believe this could stop the cycle for once and for all. Thanks, Jen. And Gracie wrote me back.
Hi there, Jen. I hope you're well. I'm definitely open to having a conversation about this because the whole time really traumatized me, as I'm sure it did you too. Saying it with a heavy influence is an understatement. To give a little bit of more context into our relationship, I'm not sure why she first started constantly replying to me as a fan, but it was really exciting. Close to 2019, the dynamic kind of changed. Personally, I was going through extreme anorexia and struggling with like substance and drug use and dealing with the death of my partner at the time. I lost my job, apartment, and I had to take a leave from school to go into a treatment center. This is very important to the story because when she heard about these things I was going through, she started sending me money, gifts in the mail, and talking to me more constantly, and basically telling me she would financially support me through this time. After that, she would ask me for favors here and there, which quickly turned into receiving over 50 messages a day from her. She would spam text me during breakdowns talking about wanting to die and things.
Also wanted to clarify for you guys, I want to try to get through this video without it being 2 hours long. I don't think that's going to happen, but either way, you guys are free to pause wherever you want to, if you need time to read these messages. I read them beforehand, but when I watched this the first time, yeah, just if you feel the need to pause at any point, by all means, go ahead and do so.
It's like that some mornings I would wake up to a mental breakdown spam in my inbox. And I guess from the headspace and the amount of substance use I was engaging in, plus the money and the attention, she had me doing everything for her at a certain point because she had me genuinely believing also that she was innocent and that she innocently needed the help. We would video chat using this app, and I did save all the messages, and I have everything, including videos of her finding evidence and begging me to post it. And then fast forward to when the drama channels heavily picked up on this, my issues and usage had led to me being in a residential treatment center. I will say the online drama definitely triggered me, but I had so many untreated issues still that I was dealing with, which was the main thing, my eating disorder that I was going through. And while I was in the hospital for my behaviors, she asked me if she could use my mental breakdown for her comeback video. At this point in the center, I was allowed my phone like 20 minutes a day for about a 3-month period while I was in there, and I wasn't really able to help her much anymore in the way that I was before. After I got out of treatment the last time, she pretty much ghosted me. I confronted her multiple times, and she pretty much told me I was incredibly parasocial and imagined.
You're going to want to read a lot of this. I'm just telling you now. You're going to want to read this.
Our friendship because she was nice to a fan. It felt like the textbook definition of gaslighting, and she said so many lies to me about how her messages meant one thing and not how I perceived them. She then unfollowed me everywhere and told me she wasn't comfortable around me, and then invited a friend of mine, who was also another fan account, to her house and officially hired her. It was a really awful time for me. I even was in EMDR therapy after all of that because of the things she said to me and put me through. Also, to Jen, I'm sure this wasn't easy for you either, and Jesse, so understand that everything I'm saying here is not to discredit the pain or experience or say that mine was worse, but it is important to know how complicated our relationship was. This has weighed on me for a really long time, and I've always wanted to reach out to you, but was scared to. I felt like you didn't want to hear from me, and I honestly, for a long time, was scared of what Gabbie could do with her influence of followers if I posted something like that. She was the reason I was doxxed after she used my name publicly, and there were people threatening my sister. I know this is a lot. It barely even touches the surface of our relationship. I apologize if it's too much, and I'm open to any more questions if you want. And I just want to say a little thing at the end. I don't want any of this to come across wrong. I am neurodivergent, and I sometimes have trouble forming words, and I don't want people or you to think that I said all of this trauma to excuse my behavior. Despite my issues, I was definitely still responsible for my actions, and I am truly deeply sorry for any of the pain that I caused you and other people, and I appreciate you guys' kindness and respect and willing to listen to my side. Thank you.
There was a fan that was clearly enamored with you, Gabbie, and you knew that, and you all the time are talking about abuse and power dynamics. Also, you talk a lot about mental health. You've talked about when you've needed mental help, but then you say you're fine and you don't. Gabbie, this explains why this full-grown adult was doing so much on your behalf.
It was exploitative. Purely. She exploited Gracie. And there's more. It gets so much worse. It gets so much worse. But she exploited Gracie. She got out of Gracie what she needed, and then she turned away. I was just like, oh, gee, thanks. Deuces. On behalf of the people that didn't know that this was going on, Gracie, we're sorry. If nobody else wants to say it, shit, I'm sorry. Because that's never okay. And I hope now you know that it was never okay. What Gabbie did was never okay to do to you. The way that she treated you was not how a person, common decency, that's not how that works. That was never okay. I'm so sorry for what Gabbie put you through. I didn't have any hand in it, but if Gabbie's not going to apologize, I will. Because that's absolutely not okay. I hope that you are still sober. I hope that you're still in recovery. And I hope that you're doing well. I hope that you're in some form of remission. And I hope that this was a learning experience for you and that you have grown from this and become your own person. And I offer you grace, forgiveness, and understanding.
Explains why this full-grown adult tweeted that I may have raped someone at your direction. You told this person to do that. Not only is there a power imbalance there with you simply being who you are in relation to Gabbie and how she even knows who you are and vice versa in the first place, but you take it to another level with financial support. You tell this person that she's special, that she gets special treatment. You give her things for free that other fans are paying for. You pay her for her rent. You give her money. You tell her just reach out if she needs more. You tell her don't tell anybody else that she gets special treatment. You tell her that you paying her bills and whatever else you're supplying for her is your way of thanking her for all of the things she has done for you. This all happened before you got her to tweet this allegation that you found that I'm really convinced that you were behind. Once I got that email from Gracie, I was just like literally shocked that she even responded. I didn't think that she would. And I sent that response to Leash and to Jesse, both of whom were just literally shocked. This started a whirlwind of us talking to different people, a small group of people, and me thinking about what I was going to do with this information. And then Gracie started sending more stuff.
This cannot come from me, Gracie. I just found the tweets. Yeah, sorry, someone just messaged me. Make that shit go fucking viral. Like, as viral as you can within the community. Like, I'll send you the tweets right now. I need to figure out how I can message Gracie quietly and safely. Like, it has to be like, this cannot... Subtly? How is she gonna do it subtly? It just can't come from me. Like, I'm the only person it cannot come from.
Yeah, but it can't be like a massive blow up.
Yeah.
It can't be like 50 people sending it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It can't be everyone sending it at once, you're right. But it needs to get to people. It needs to be tagged to drama channels, too. There's a lot of tweets that show, like, somebody's, like, accusing her of being a little girl. Like, it's kind of serious. So, hold on. What, honey? You don't think I should involve Gracie?
No, I don't think you yourself should.
I'm not. That's why I'm telling Gracie. I can't be involved.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot come from me whatsoever. So...
This is crazy work. This is crazy work. This is... Not only that, but like Peyton, my guy, my dude. We all, everybody that was watching Gabbie during the bad karma, was it bad karma? Bad karma? Glass House, during the Glass House era of her making her music, like, everybody was like, poor Peyton, poor Peyton, poor Peyton, poor Peyton. And this man is sitting here telling Gabbie how to sabotage someone, how to ruin someone's life. He's, oh, but do it this way, but do it this way, but do it this way. Just, I take back every moment that I ever thought in my head, poor Peyton. This man sat on her podcast with Irene and just was like, nodding along to whatever Gabbie was yammering on about. Siding with her, which I mean, as a boyfriend, a spouse, a partner should, to an extent. But then enabling this. And not only just enabling it, but perpetuating it and strategically plotting it. I take back any thought that I ever had in regards to poor Peyton, because no, fuck you, Peyton. What the fuck? And fuck you, Gabbie. Because what the fuck?
This account right here, Bungle X. Yes, that's me. No, I wasn't drunk. I assume that admission was a Freudian slip, but please, the truth will set you free. And then somebody here said, my internet's not working at all. Baby, can I just see it on your phone so I can show Gracie so she can go find it?
Yes, 1 second.
Okay. That account keeps tweeting that she liked the little girl. Maybe you can message the account and see if there's any details. Or also just like tell people about it. But like it can't be sudden, it can't be big. I'll show you pictures of it when he opens it on his phone, but they're Bungle, Bungle X. Okay, so I will not rest until there is accountability for Jen Dent being a tiny innocent little girl. I don't care if it takes years, but everyone will know the truth. What are you covering? From who? Oh, okay. So?
Well, at least, you know, Dust Productions is sitting here saying we need proof. People need to know if it's true, which I agree. If it was true, people would need to know, but also we need proof. Where is the proof? Where is the proof? Also, you're saying, like, I don't care if it takes years. This is the tweet that I saw back when. Yeah, so I had just turned 30 at the time. This is the tweet that I saw back then, because this was during the height of COVID. This was right at 4:56 p.m. I was making suppers. That's what I'm trying to, like, I'm telling you. But this was during the height of COVID. This was during the height of the BLM movement. This was during the height of all of that. The fact that this so easily went viral. And, like, I was one of the ones later on. I think it was probably after I had eat, or either the next day, to see if it was still up. I'm like, there ain't no fucking way. And it was still up. And it was going viral. And I was just like, okay, but where's the proof? And there were so many people like Bungle. Bungle was one. He was like, what do you need proof for? And I wish I still had my Twitter account, because he was just like, what proof do you need? Like, aren't you supposed to believe the victims? Okay, well, where's the victim? Like, how long ago was this? When was this? When did this happen? Where did it happen? Like, I'm asking for evidence. And nobody could provide anything. And that was around the time that I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. If you can't provide me evidence, then I can't support it. And that's, again, when I started, like, distancing myself from Gabbie. Not even knowing what was going on behind the scenes. Crazy work. If somebody can go back, which at this point, like, I deactivated my Twitter, so you're probably never going to be able to find my comments. Because I had like 3 different Twitter accounts. I think I was on the MLE, My Life Exists, Twitter account at the time. I think I've had like 3. Oopsies. But if somebody could go back to that original, if it's not taken down, There were tons of people asking for proof.
Babe, first of all, it didn't show a second one. It's Gracie. What's she gonna do with your boss's name? Chill. So this is one of them. And then what was the other one where it was like you took girls to the little den? I guess this is some idiots talking about her raping my friend. Remember when people called you Jen to the den? Your followers really deserve to know what you did, so own up, hypocrite. So yeah, I don't know. But get people on it. See if you can like get some answers. I have a drama channel looking too. Dude, fuck all these people. I really hope this person has some type of like evidence, which I'm sure they don't. Like that would have been years ago, right? Like if Jen Dent was like raping little girls, it would have been years ago. Yeah. Like what receipts are there? None. But I'd love to hear the story. There's no fucking receipts for anything that they accuse me of, so.
I'm literally shaking. I had to take my medicine for anxiety just to do this. You would love to hear the story?
That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying. Like, I got fucking chills at the beginning of this video when that was said. Because, like, what do you mean? That is so gross. That is so disgusting. If that was... If that was true, you want to hear the story. How disturbed do you have to be to want to hear that kind of story? That's like rotten.com level disturbed. At that age, like, I could understand the curiosity at 16, 17, 18 years old. Ma'am, you are a grown-ass woman. What do you mean you want to hear the story? Oh, my God, if it was true. Like, that is so gross. That is nasty. That is disgusting. Do you know how many people would never want to share that? And you want to hear the story. And, oh... chills again. Like I can't. That's so nasty. That is so gross.
You would love to hear the story of a little girl being sexually assaulted. Of course the lesbian assaulted a little girl, right Gabbie? But you'd love to hear the story. So she needs to get people on it quietly and safely, because it's kind of serious. She can't be involved, but get the details. There's no concern here about this fictitious child. Meanwhile, we got Peyton over here in the background. Peyton Saxon. He's a medical sales consultant. I don't really remember exactly what company he works for. You know, Peyton, who painted himself and was painted as the ever concerned and so supportive boyfriend who was so worried about her mental health, and he just hated that any of this was going on. He even sent me a DM one time on Twitter telling me to stop cussing at the kids or something like that. But Peyton found this on Twitter, just found this and gave it to Gabbie, and is in the background talking about being quiet and safe and subtle.
Are people tagging Jen in it? Like, are people tagging Jen being like, hey, did you this little girl? Because like, low key, if we put a lot of pressure on her about that, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Because like, what if she speaks about it herself? You know what I mean? And then people start looking into it like, well, why are people accusing you of being a little girl? Because like, that's so random. So like, should they be pushing her to do it or no? That's what they do to me. There was an accusation.
I thought you meant Gracie.
No.
I don't know what the right thing to do is.
I mean, when there's an accusation, it gets pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on me. So like, maybe it needs to get pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed on her.
Yeah.
See if she finally responds to it.
Bro. Jen's about to address it, but this annoyed the absolute crap out of me. And I have chills again. Peyton, sweetheart, honey, bunches of oats. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why do you have all of these sniffles? For everybody that made the meme about Gabbie and her nose, my God, Peyton, what are you doing? Dude, my God.
See if people pick up on it.
Yeah, I think she's seen it.
Maybe tag people like Prim Inc. or Shannon or Not Another Drama Channel, that SM Creep show. Like, maybe start tagging them in that shit. Yeah, of course she's seen it, babe. She's so obsessed with Twitter. Like, she stalks that shit like crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, they need to push me, right? They need to be pushing me to respond to it, because anytime anybody says anything about you, they push you to talk about it, right?
Dude, I hope that girl.
Ooh. Dude. This is shit I'm talking about. This is why I love Jen. Oh my gosh. I'm dead. The first time I saw this, I lost my mind. Like, this is contained. Compared to the first time. Now my nose is irritated because I'm over here with Peyton. Just, dude, what are you doing, bruh? I'm sorry. I don't mean to incite or infer anything, but like, bro, what are you doing? And then Jen's just like, yeah, you need to push me because everybody pushed you, right? Dead. I can't. That's the first time that I saw that. I no kidding, I about fell out my chair. Like, I had to hit up Jen. I was like, bitch. Whoo. This is contained compared to the first time that I saw that. And I was like, oh. At that moment, I was like, I have to react to this video because I'd already seen up to this point. And I was like, I have to. Jen, babe, can I? And she was just like, yeah, absolutely. I'm like, love you.
Respond so much, or whoever that person is responds about that little girl. It's so fucking crazy. Thanks for checking into it. This person, I doubt they're gonna want to talk to like random pages. They're not my fan, but
yeah, this little girl who got is probably not my fan, so good luck with us getting any info. Ooh, this is my favorite one.
Feel free to share this information with anybody who's worried. They have absolutely no case. They couldn't do anything even if they wanted to. In order for anything to be considered like defamation or slander, or for any type of legal action to be taken, one, you would have to publish it publicly. So like, you would need to write a book, make a YouTube video, tweet this.
Didn't they tweet? Didn't they though?
Person did this thing.
Y'all made sure to put it all over Twitter and retweet it and pass it around like it was factual information.
Which
that
you
part
done any of. You haven't like gone out of your way to be like, this person, so you're good. Second, they would have to prove that you did it knowing that it was a lie. So like, if you came to me and you were like, hey, like, I know that Jen didn't actually do this thing, but I'm gonna like tell everybody she did this thing, like, are we in this together? Okay, great. Like, you would have to prove that happened, because them saying it's not true, like, the reason defamation is so...
But didn't you just say what evidence is there? Probably none. But I'd love to hear the story, so tweet it anyway. Isn't that what happened, Gabbie?
hard is you have to prove that the person knowingly lied. So like in my case, like I could sue T-Spill for defamation or Dustin Daly for defamation because they had alternative information and they ignored it. So like, unless you have some type of alternative information, like this Adam Bungle guy like came to you and was like, hey, just so you know, this isn't real, they can't do anything. And then the last thing is, you never accused anybody of anything. You asked people questions, like somebody else put something out there and then you guys were talking about something that somebody else said. None of you guys made the claim. So those are like the three main things. You guys didn't make the claim in the first place. You guys didn't publish that claim.
Okay, but here's the thing. If you're having your followers, here, a little fun fact for you, Gabbie. If you're having your followers en masse tweet these things, which Gracie started it, and then everybody else started retweeting it, right? And it's en masse and huge proportions. You're pitchforking and going after Jen, because that's what you're doing, is you're going after her, and you're putting pressure on her. You said that too. Wouldn't that at the very least be harassment? Wouldn't that at the very least be harassment? And it would be perpetuating a false narrative if there's no evidence. You're creating a narrative that she is guilty until proven innocent, which is damaging to a reputation. You have no evidence. When you have no evidence, what are you supposed to do, Gabbie? If you can't prove your claim, what are you supposed to do if you have no evidence? I can tell you, would you like some insight? You're supposed to keep your fucking mouth shut. Because at that point, it's none of your business. You saw a moment. You saw a second, an opportunity to seize. What you did, Miss Gabbie Hanna, Miss Gabbie Kroner, Gabrielle Kroner, what you did was you saw an opportunity to get to Jesse through Jen by making wild claims and accusations, sending your followers do your bidding so that you could attempt to take Jen down, which would get to Jesse, which would rile Jesse up to attack you, so then you could change the narrative that Jesse comes after me. That's what you did. You saw an opportunity and you took it. Still no accountability.
And there's no way to prove that you guys were saying anything that you knew was a lie. They're just trying to scare you. They're bad people. They're fucking losers. Don't let them scare fans. They're literally trying to scare fans on Twitter from speculating. Like, they know. Like, what they are doing is what has been happening to me for how long now? Like, they're so fucking stupid, dude. Don't worry about it. You're absolutely fine. There's not a lawyer in this fucking world that would try to sue you guys. And then if they did try to sue you for defamation, fun fact, they would have to pay your court fees because there's no way they would possibly win. Trust me. And if they did take you to court and lost, which they would lose, they have to pay your court fees and your legal fees. So you're going to be fine regardless.
First of all, Gabbie, you are so fucking vile. You know exactly what the fuck you did. You did this on purpose. You found this tweet that I think you tweeted, but you found this tweet and made sure that it was spread far and wide. You called a drama channel and asked them to look into it, and you're telling these people not to worry about it because they're just your fans on Twitter. That's where it was tweeted, Gabbie. That's where this whole thing happened. Gabbie, you're so disgusting. Wash your fucking hair. Then you just disappear after all this. You send little apologies, emails, and videos, but you disappear and you just leave the fans to deal with this. You leave Gracie to deal with this. Gracie's in treatment.
Hey, wow, I'm so ugly. Holy shit. I just want to apologize for really involving you in so much. Like, I know that, like, we're friends and I was like leaning on you as a friend, but it was just too much and put you in a compromising situation. And I guess in my head I was like, oh well, Gracie's like relatively anonymous, like she's just, I'm on the toilet by the way, like nobody's gonna like come for her. And obviously I was wrong, and obviously it's just like, I know you're saying that's not the reason you're gone, but it was a lot. So I just wanted to say that.
Turns out Gracie's not even in treatment for this. Gracie told you she was in treatment for other things outside of this. You asked to use her story as an example of how I went out of my way to ruin other people's lives. You just disappear. You fully acknowledge that. You've acknowledged that many times. And then Gracie reaches out to you and she's like, can we talk? Like, what happened? And you just blow her off. Tell her that she's acting incredibly parasocial, that basically you don't trust her. That's like why you don't talk to her anymore. You're sorry if she took it some other kind of way, but like you were just trying to help her or show her appreciation. But at the same time, you're apologizing for putting her through this. You make this girl feel crazy. You completely ghost her. She basically gets offline because she just can't deal with it. She doesn't even reach out to me. It takes all this time. It takes you coming back online and talking about Jesus and God. And, you know, Gabbie, when you were gone, we didn't talk about you or think about you.
That part. Because there was nothing to say. We all, as far as I'm aware, we were all of the mind. Gabbie's getting help. Gabbie's getting healthy. Gabbie is off the internet. Gabbie's doing what's best for Gabbie. Gabbie's just going to be gone for now. Like, she's going to be gone for good. She's getting her mind right. Like, this was a hell of a wake-up call for her. She's learning the lesson. She's taking the time. And then she comes back. But the whole time she was gone, won't nobody talking about her, won't nobody bringing her up, and I think that's what she hated because she was no longer, what's the word? Relevant. So when she came back, how's it? She stirred up drama to make herself relevant. Yeah, that sounds like what happened. Because when she came back, she didn't come back and say, oh, I have this new life now and I want to share it with you. She came back and said, I want to touch up on all this drama again. I want to drag it from the depths of hell itself and talk about it again with a new man.
I know that drives you crazy, but it's the
My nose is
truth.
itching
I've
so
had
bad.
too many other things going on. People are raising families. People are out here being happy or fighting for their lives or both. When you had moved and gotten married, I was like, cool, that's cool. Wish her the best. When I saw that you were working in the real world, I was like, great. That's the extent of it. When you came back, I didn't even know until you decided to come back and use your new Jesus platform to still disparage, defame, and slander people. You talk about slander.
Naysayers say you have to leave it in the past. All of these people haven't spoken about you in years. But the thing about slander is it's not a single attack. Slander is designed to ruin your life. It's designed to ripple into every single facet of everything you do. It's meant to ruin your reputation. So it's not something that, well, that happened to you years ago, you got to get over that. No, slander is an ongoing attack.
Like, I don't know what slander is. Like, it hasn't happened to me at your hands, on purpose, planned and carried out, executed at your direction. There's no way that the people in your life who actually know you or claim to know you know about this. There's no way you've told everyone the actual truth. You get on here and you lie all the time. How could anybody believe anything you say about anything? I never have. All I've ever done to you, Gabbie, is tell the truth. And when you've continued to try to lie, when you've continued to try to ruin my relationships with other people, when you have literally tried to ruin my actual livelihood, and you say you're doing all of it because I've tried to ruin your livelihood, or you say that people have slandered you and come after you and tried to ruin your career. Yep, because Gabbie, we all know that your career is comparable to mine, right? We all know that our careers are the same, right, Gabbie? We all know that me, a registered nurse of over 30 years who has a master's degree in healthcare education and has to hold a license, we all know that is exactly the same as you who gets online and acts like a complete fucking goddamn idiot. Everything is your fault. All of this is your fault. For years and years and years, you can't let it go. You want to rewrite history. You want the history to be different than what it was. You want the past to be erased, not only erased, but changed. You can't let it go because you know what you've done and said. And I think that you think if you just keep coming out and talking about it, people will eventually give up or shut up or just stop talking about it or forget about it or whatever. I'm not going to do that. I've told you that from day one.
And I'm not either. I'm not either. That's why I'm making this video. Because I deserve to at least know when people come around and say, oh, well, this is crazy and da-da-da-da-da, and you... No. I'm not going to be gaslit. I'm damn sure not going to be silenced. You ain't putting a muzzle on this mouth. I'm sorry. Jen, don't you dare let him do it to you either. Don't you dare. You have fought too hard to get to where you are right now. Don't you let these people silence you. Don't you let them back yourself into a corner. You are a strong woman and incredibly brave. Thank you. Because this is what the internet deserves to know. This is what everyone has needed to know for the past 6 years. So thank you for coming out and saying all of these things. This wasn't easy, and I know that. So thank you. Truly.
Not gonna do that. There's no planet that will happen on. Your little Jesus shtick does not work with me. You are no different than an inmate who has nowhere else to turn but to Jesus. You should call your band, instead of "and the front men," you should call it "and the yes men," because so far we had Peyton sitting there nodding his head and drooling on himself, agreeing to everything that you said and did, not only in front of the screen but behind it apparently. And now we have Ken, your husband, who you don't allow to get a word in.
Not Ken. Not Ken. Not Ken. Oh, wait. That started with Peter. Are we adopting him as Ken now? Oh my God, I can't. I cannot. That is too rich.
It's there and nods
Love
his head and drools on himself. It's so sad. You talk all about heaven and how God doesn't want this person in their house. God doesn't want that person in their house.
Because hell is real. Heaven is real. Religion is a mess, but there are realities.
Sorry, y'all. My husband just walked in. I don't know what he said, so I'm just like, shush, I'm making a video. Hang on.
Realities to the spiritual world, and one of them is our soul continues on, and there's a destination. And this earth is where we get to make the choice. Do we want to spend eternity in God's house, in God's presence? Because he has boundaries. He has rules. And if you're somebody who likes to lie or be mean or treat each other disrespectfully in any way, then he doesn't want you in his house.
Apparently you're the type of person he wants in the house. I don't want to live in that house.
Me
You talk
neither.
about Bible verses all the time. Let me read some to you, Gabbie, and excuse me, I don't know them by heart. Matthew chapter 6, verses 5 through 6. When you pray, do not be like the hypocrites, because they love to pray standing in synagogues and on street corners to be seen by people. Truly, I tell you, they have their reward. But when you pray, go into your private room, shut your door, and pray to your Father who is in secret. If you read the Bible, you should know that one. Here's another one you might like. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 16 through 19. There are 6 things the Lord hates, 7 that are detestable to him: haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that devises wicked schemes, feet that are quick to rush into evil, a false witness who pours out lies, and a person who stirs up conflict in the community. Next, Matthew chapter 23, verse 27. What sorrow awaits you, teachers of religious laws, and you Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like the whitewashed tombs, beautiful on the outside, but filled on the inside with dead people's bones and all sorts of impurity. Proverbs chapter 14, verse 30. A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Timothy chapter 3, verses 5 through 6. If someone does not know how to manage his own household, how will he know how to take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become puffed up with conceit and fall into the condemnation of the devil, where you fucking belong. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this one. I have never done anything wrong. Everything that has happened has always been someone else's fault. Gabrielle Kroner Christ, chapter 6, verse 7. Gabbie, it's time to go away and stay there. As a collective, we are fucking sick and tired of you. You're a liar. You're a manipulator, like I always said you are. There's no coming back from this, Gabbie. Why should anybody believe anything you say? Every time shit like this happens, I'm like, this is the last time I'm gonna talk about Gabbie. I really want to be done with you, but please go away. No wonder the church doesn't want to work with you. No wonder nobody wants to work with you, Gabbie. You're a terrible fucking person. So I'm gonna go about my business, back to my job as a nurse, where I am sure as a hospice nurse, I lead more people to Jesus or Buddha or whoever the fuck than you do on a daily basis, Gabbie. Go away. We are so done with you, Gabbie. You'll never come back from this, Gabbie. And you deserve that. I don't want anything bad to happen to you. I want you to go be so happy like you say you are. Go do that. Bye.
So yeah, that is the And Gabbie shenanigans. It got dark in here. When did it get dark in here? But yeah, that is the, let me see if I can fix this real fast. See if we can, why? Why are we like these? There we go. There we go. So yeah, that was the whole Gabbie thing. That it's a mess. And yeah, I couldn't agree more with Jen. I've been saying a lot of this, I guess behind the scenes, quietly, because no one really pays much attention to me. I don't have a whole ton of subscribers. I don't have a whole ton of followers. I don't have a lot of anything, really. I like to say that I have some common sense and some common decency when it comes to people, but that is that. I think we're going to do a part 2 and a part 3 as far as this goes. I'm going to use the same thumbnail so that you guys can keep up with it. I'm going to add it to a playlist. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a part 1, part 2, and part 3 on the thumbnail so that way you guys can find it easier. But let this be part 1. We're going to react to Alyssa Perrine's video for part 2. And if I can find that Adam McIntyre video where he reacted to Alyssa, we'll make that part 3. If I can't, we're just going to talk about it. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to donate anything, if you guys want to donate anything, I have a Ko-fi link that I will post down in the description as well. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you guys want to see future uploads. Like I said, there's more videos coming. There's a sleep token video coming. There's a part 2 and a part 3 of this. There's a Joshua David Evans coming. Yeah, I have plans. So be sure to click that bell so you guys can be notified, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.